signed up to work with you and I didn't even want to go to the gym. I was like, she's going to help me do everything from home. But I just eventually wanted to do more. And you start going and you're like, okay, like no one is looking at me. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I think it can't be perfect. Like if it is perfect, then it won't last because that's not how life happens. It's like how like therapy helps with like your mind. Like a coach is literally there to assess, diagnose, and treat your healthy habits.
Hey everybody, today you're going to be hearing from my client, Jade. When she came to me, she was looking to establish healthier habits, to just have a healthier lifestyle in general, especially after her mom's breast cancer diagnoses. She said that in college, she never really had to think twice about what she was eating because she was so active and busy all the time. But y'all know how that post-college life is. We get our first job, our circle gets smaller, maybe we find our lifelong partner, and naturally we just start spending more time at home. And without us even realizing it, the weight begins to pack on slowly and steadily. When Jade and I started working together, she had little to no experience exercising, much less strength training, and she ate in a very haphazard way with no structure around what she was going to be eating or when she was going to be eating. She says that a lot of her days consisted of just eating whatever was available at work, which more often than not wasn't the healthiest options. After 2 years of working together, Jade is now someone who can effortlessly include more steps in her day-to-day. She is someone who now enjoys cooking every week and has fun learning new healthy recipes. And she is now someone who can go into the gym, she knows what to do, and she feels confident doing it. And to top it all off, we were able to lose 10 pounds together, and she's been able to keep it off without having to track calories or exercise excessively. So without further ado, meet Jade. What was the epiphany moment, if you had one, that led you to decide that you wanted to sign up for coaching?
The moment for me was literally the day that my mom got her official diagnosis with her breast cancer. It was like early stage 1, and so it was like she's good now, this like years later, because we worked together like almost like basically 3 years ago is when we started, and that's when she first got the diagnosis. And literally that same day, probably hours within me getting like the text or the call or whatever, I was scrolling, and at this point I had been following you since like early college because we've been besties. And then I literally just like filled out the intake form, I think, like you were just posting every day like you normally do, and I was just like, you know, like I need to be taking my health seriously because shit can hit the fan at any moment. So that was definitely the point for me, was my mom's diagnosis and just like getting a wake-up call about our health.
Had you already been wanting to make changes before that point?
It was in the back of my mind for a while because pre-COVID, I mean, my weight maintained no issue. Like I didn't have to think about anything. In general, I was already expanding my palate in college because I come from a family of picky eaters, and it wasn't until college that I was like, and like being on meal plan too, like just having an abundance of choices of food, like at the ready, like you can just like try anything, and if you don't like it, it's like fine. So that gave me like the opportunity to actually like try new things very easily. Hi, Mo. And then after, so like I was always fine pre-COVID, drinking, smoking, doing whatever, just like eating munchies, eating out like fast food all the time. But then post-COVID was definitely when my weight started to like go up like slowly. I think my normal weight was 120-ish. And then when we started working together was like the heaviest I had been. So I was up to like the 180s, like high 170s, but like basically 180. And so over like, because that was 2 years. So I gained 40 pounds in 2 years. So it's kind of in my mind, yeah, that like something was wrong, and like whatever the reason, I knew that I was going to have to like figure something out and start taking a more conscious approach to my routines, because in school it was easy, you're walking everywhere, you're young, you're spry, like But as COVID and then graduation came, I just, you get old and your body just changes.
Yeah, and think about, like you were saying, like you were probably so subconsciously active, walking around all over college. You were so involved in college. So you were probably doing so much. Like you were probably never sitting still. You were either studying or at an event.
I was never still. Literally sleeping. That was my still.
Yeah. And then going from that to being at home, because we graduated college and then COVID. I'm assuming once you got your little apartment in Atlanta, it was more chill. There wasn't much stuff to do.
Very chill. It was very chill. And then I ended up I was going right into grad school when I went to Atlanta, but then I pulled out of grad school, so I didn't have any school time or travels at all. And it just became my work, me working in the food industry. And I was working for a donut shop at the time, which definitely also contributed to it, because they're the most delicious donuts in Atlanta, because they were the croissant donuts, and they're $5 to $6 a pop, and I would get them for free. So it was just so mindless. You don't have breakfast, you're getting there super early, you just have a donut. When I was first hired, they would throw away all the donuts. So I would obviously not want to throw away all the donuts. So I would take a bunch of donuts home, and it was just this cycle. And I think that just was just the cherry on top of everything else happening. And then just being surrounded by, food that you shouldn't be having every day. They're supposed to be special treats, not every single day. And then we would trade with the coffee cart, with the coffee people. So I would be having free coffee, free donuts, the dream, but also just for a short time, not a year and a half.
But your story is just it's so classic, and it makes so much sense. How basically, like you were saying, for a long time you didn't have to worry about being more conscious about what you were eating. Even if before you were eating the same things that you were eating when you kind of started to gain that weight. And then the weight gain was also super slow and steady. It took you 2 years to gain, what was it, 60? And that's how it happens. It happens so sneakily, because you only need to be in 1 to 200 calorie surplus to be gaining half a pound a week.
Yeah.
And if any of y'all out there that are listening, if you haven't counted your calories yet, start counting your calories. It's very easy to overeat 1 to 200 calories or undermove 1 to 200 calories.
Right. And you could even, you don't even have to track every single thing, but tracking the high calorie things, how many sauces are you getting, how much salad dressing are you using. That is one thing that I learned working with you to fall back on, and tracking, you get to know what those high calorie items are, and you can just track those versus tracking every single little thing, because it can get tedious.
On that note, what was maybe one thing that you learned from coaching that you didn't expect to get from it, if you could name one thing?
I think just the have what you want, but add what you need. So it wasn't I'm never eating donuts anymore. But it's maybe if I'm having just increasing fiber specifically is one thing I try to focus on, and protein in general. But I'm really not a high protein diet kind of girl. I would feel good eating 100 grams of protein, and anything more than that I really felt I was pushing it. So just focusing on expanding my diet, and it's not getting rid of all of the fun things, but just knowing when it's too much, and just retraining your palate, because it's I still want these things, but I don't want them nearly as much anymore.
Wait, I love how you're explaining that, because literally when you start eating healthier foods, lower palatable foods, your palate gets used to eating them, and you start craving them. Maybe the word isn't craving, but you start getting used to eating them and them being a part of your normal routine, and then you're enjoying something really simple. A vegetable is has more simple flavors than a delicious donut.
Yeah, it's just not as palatable. It's not as it's not as stimulating of an ingredient. Because you know what? It's like when you use Q-tips in your ears. I see these things online. They're when you use a Q-tip in your ear, instead of you're the receptors in your ear get like activated, and then they start to like want that feeling more. So instead of being like, oh, like my ear is so dirty, I need to like clean it, the receptors are just like, tickle me. And so you're using it more. Whereas if you didn't use it at all, you wouldn't have that sensation of like needing to like get out the gunk from your ear as much.
Wait, are you saying that Q-tipping isn't good?
No, like into your ear canal isn't good.
Yeah.
I still do it like every day. Yeah, I do it every day. I just don't go too deep.
You just don't shove it in there?
Yeah, you really shouldn't. And like I focus a lot on like cleaning the outside of my ear too, because all my piercings, like they get real gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's kind of like that with like food. Like you're stimulating those receptors in your mouth, and so they start to crave it and want that reinforcement, but you have to train yourself out of it.
I love how you have been getting so creative with your cooking.
It's so, bro, I made the best meal yesterday, and it was like all vegetables, and I made like a video that I was gonna like post today.
I'm excited to see. Would you want to send me like pictures of all the meals that you've been making?
I can definitely send you pictures.
So I can show the people, because I feel like you kind of like paid your dues. Like you started coaching, you learned how to strength train, you learned how to calorie count, and now you're kind of like in this post-coaching phase where you've just been beautifully maintaining. You even put a quote, or you even put a comment in the group chat where you were like, I've been able to maintain the weight that I've lost, and I'm eating so abundantly, and you're like experimenting with like your palate and your foods in the kitchen, and you don't have to count forever.
Yeah, and I haven't even been in the gym because we moved like probably like 2 months ago now. But like I can't rest until my space is done, and my space is not done. This is the last room that needs to be done. So I tried to make it look not as disgusting and messy as it is still. But it's like anytime that I was going to dedicate to like going to the gym, I've just been trying to put towards like finishing everything. It's still movement. It's not as high intensity. But like I literally cannot rest. And I like you got me spending like 2 hours in the gym every time. So it's not like I can just go and like be chill and do like 20 minutes. I literally cannot do that. I have to go for at least like an hour to 2 hours.
Wait, stop. Let's get you out of that mindset. I'm of a new mindset now. I'm a changed coach.
She's changed.
Most of my clients now only do like 30 to 45 minutes. I spoiled you.
I could do that. I just like, it's like my all or nothing with like this stuff. Like it literally stresses me out so much. And that's also like childhood trauma. Apparently I moved probably like 7 to 8 times before I was in the first grade. And my parents did not handle moving well. And so I think that is what is stressing me out so much with this move, because it's like I need to be completely settled before I can like really establish my like full routine again. Yeah, like I haven't been counting steps or anything. I've just been focusing on like eating at home and like not buying food out and just like eating like good. That's been like my thing for now.
But how beautiful is that? I love that you're actually showcasing like something so real, that your relationship to your fitness is supposed to undulate and change, and different phases are going to look differently. But the fact that you have the tools now that even when your fitness doesn't look picture perfect, you have these like cornerstones, these pillars that are holding you down.
Yeah.
Like maybe you're not strength training right now, but you're moving a lot. And maybe you're not counting your calories right now in a fat loss phase, but you're maintaining the fat you lost, and you're eating amazingly. Like you're eating full of fiber and protein. Like, hello? For y'all listening, like this is what fitness actually looks like for a normal, regular person.
Yeah, and it's not like I know I'm going to get back. It's not like I'm just like putting it off. You know these things deep down. Deep down, I know I'm not losing all my progress. I'm never gonna go back. I literally am just like so stressed. Like there is still like bubble wrap staring me in the face, and like I can't like focus on something else other than this right now. But like I still have like all of my gym stuff. I'm going to have a nice space for it. I still have all of my gym clothes. Like I miss wearing them and like going and just like locking in. I hate that saying though, but like just like going to the gym and like pushing weight. Like I know I'm going to get back to it. It's just like,
how do you know?
And then
Because I feel like a lot of my clients struggle with that. They're like, oh my God, I got sick. I feel like every time I get sick, that's when I give up. How do you know that you're not going to give up?
Because I can't give up. Like, there is no other option. And like, I'm a science-based person, like working with you, like we worked through everything, just like learning the habits, and because I'm still reestablishing my habits in this new space. So I just like, I guess I don't know for certain, but like, I'm not going to let it like fall by the wayside. Like,
no, to be honest, that was a difficult question because I honestly can't explain it either.
Right, like you just have to know. You have to be disciplined in like your mindset, and like not even that I'm acting very disciplined. Like, I have sweets every time we watch the Great British Baking Show. Like, I've been getting fun different snacks to try at Trader Joe's with like all of the different like fall stuff that comes out. But like, you also grab the produce, and like, I still have all of my gym stuff, and like, we still have the walking pad. Like, I'm making sure everything is going to be accessible so it doesn't fall out.
I think what it becomes is, I think it just becomes built into our like fabric, our cellular makeup. Like, why do you brush your teeth? How do you know you're not gonna not brush your teeth? I don't know. It's just what I do. Like, after a while of being so consistent and literally baking it into who you are, it's just what I do. Maybe it's going to change. It's going to look different. Some phases of my life I'm working out 4 or 5 times a week. Some phases of my life I'm working 1 to 2 times a week, working out 1 to 2 times a week. Some phases of my life I'm choosing group classes versus weight training. But the point is I'm always finding a way to show up for myself in that way. I don't always brush perfectly. Sometimes I brush really rushed. Sometimes I just do the mouthwash, if I'm being completely honest. Like,
no, sometimes I don't brush at all, but like, I don't do that 2 times in a row. Like.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like kind of like funny to talk about, but oftentimes that's what it feels like in our fitness. Like, there's so much shame. There can be so much shame around it that I think that shame, it like clouds your judgment.
Yeah.
It like paralyzes you. And I think that's where people go wrong is, oh my God, I haven't been working out for a week. They become paralyzed in that shame. And then what do? They like fight it or flight it, or they freeze it. Taking the next step, like showing up, feels impossible. Or worse, you do that thing where you're like, oh, I'm going to miss the gym today, so I'm going to do double next time. And that does the opposite of what you think it's doing. It's literally just paralyzing you further. Tell us some of the things that we accomplished while we were working together so that people know.
So the first thing that we did that I remember is I started to eat breakfast, like especially working that, because I went from the donut job into the coffee job. So I was always at work by like 7 or 8 a.m. So it was I was not getting a breakfast in, let alone like anything at all. Like, I would just eventually have caffeine and like have lunch. And so that was the first thing I remember, is eating breakfast and like making sure I'm incorporating like more nutritional foods.
Do you remember how simple your breakfasts were? Weren't your breakfasts?
It was just a yogurt bowl. I literally ate, when we first started working together, my breakfast was a yogurt bowl for probably like 6 months. Like, I had this yogurt bowl, and it started off like really extravagant. I had like candied pecans and like unsweetened coconut flakes and like 3 different kinds of fruit and like honey and like cinnamon and like the vanilla yogurt. And then it just got stripped to the yogurt, fruit, and then some granola or nuts, which we still to this day, like, we always have yogurt, fruit, and granola just like on lock for a quick breakfast. And it's fire. And I also will just like make an oatmeal, but then have the rest of, so like instead of like granola, it's oatmeal, yogurt, and then fruit. So that's always like, it's like a pantry staple 2 meals now. And it's honestly so fire. It's so good. I became more like habit conscious. We went from having the one habit and like workout app to, I found like that habit. I think someone had sent it in the group chat, but just like using that habit app. And so like I track my weight every single day. Still now, like I'll miss like every few days, but like I track my weight every single day. I track, again, not right now, but like I would track my steps and be very step conscious and like making sure to hit some sort of goal with that. What else? I mean, you got me into the gym. We worked together for maybe like a year or something. Maybe not a year, but for a long time I was just going to the apartment gym. And then I started to go to an actual like LA Fitness gym, just because that's the gym that my dad has me on. I don't have any preference to LA Fitness, just for anyone who's listening.
Yeah.
Like, I could care less what gym it is.
I love how it was always about the baby steps for you. Like, you had such
It was
a
so
beautiful, slow progression. Like, we didn't, you refused to count at first. You were like, no, let's do the,
yeah.
which is so chill. And then after a while, you were like, you know what, maybe I could count. I don't know.
I
was just so...
I signed up to work with you, and I didn't even want to go to the gym. I was like, she's going to help me do everything from home.
Yeah.
But I just eventually wanted to do more, because like you just hit those walls of like, oh, like this is boring now, like I need something new. And then you start going and you're like, okay, like no one is looking at me, like it doesn't matter, like all these other people are like bringing in their tripods and shit, like recording themselves and like being all extra, and it's like I'm literally just here to like listen to shit on my headphones and like not speak to people. I guess I would speak to you because we would be on the call, but
Oh, I miss her calls.
I know, I miss them too.
We really would be yapping.
That's why we need to do like, we'll have to do like an actual just like podcast, because
Yeah, I would love that.
Yap forever.
What do you, like, if someone asked you, like, well, couldn't you learn how to do all of that by yourself? Why do you need a coach? What would you say?
The accountability is just everything. You think if we didn't have teachers, we would just go to school and learn everything ourselves? Like, yes, we inherently do teach ourselves a lot of things with school specifically, but like, even talking about like flossing and like doing and like toothbrushing, like, if Marcel's going to brush his teeth, then like I'm going to have to brush my teeth. If he's not going to brush his teeth, then maybe I don't brush my teeth. Like, it becomes like a team effort.
Yes.
And it helps with like having check-ins and like having someone that like sees it, makes it real. So it's like, if he's really not going to brush his teeth, or like if I am not going to brush my teeth, then like I have to brush them tomorrow, because like he's going to see that I didn't brush my teeth for 2 days in a row. Whereas if no one's looking at you, you could literally not brush your teeth for like a week. So it's just like,
it's everything.
And putting that the financial, spending that money to do it forces you to have to commit to like setting the habits. And from the jump, you've always said like, you know, the goal of coaching is for you to not need me. It's not like,
Yep.
I feel like maybe some coaches would like want people like just like be in their ear all the time, but like you were never like that. It was always like, I'm here to like teach you, and like you're gonna learn and you're gonna be able to like do this on your own. So it was never like this is like a lifetime commitment now. It was just like a for now thing, which I think was great and super helpful. So it's just like that accountability, like it's just unmatched with trying to do it yourself. I mean, I tried to do it during COVID. I was on Chloe Ting. I literally got sucked into like a 30-minute video about body types from that one dude, and bought his like plan for like $20 or $50, and it had like a workout plan. I was so got. I bought supplements from him basically for no reason. I mean, at this point I just like had money and I'm not doing anything, so it's like, let me just buy these. And like I bought all those things and I would try them, and like I just couldn't do it. And I mean, obviously COVID was also like a whole thing influencing it, but like never would I would always have tiny spells of like going to the gym and stuff, but it was never taken seriously until you.
It's everything. Accountability is everything.
Like in all aspects. Like
it does something to your brain to know that there's someone in your corner who's just as invested in your success as you are.
Mm-hmm.
In everything in life. That's why people like to work for other people, because it's nice to have someone telling you what to do. You know what I mean?
And I feel like you made it feel very unserious. Like I was like, oh well, like I don't want to go to the gym. Like I don't want to do that. And it's like, okay, like we'll like stick to the apartment gym that I was already comfortable at, because it was like no one would be there, so it was basically like I was just working out at home. And it was just like, if I ever had an issue, it was just like no problem. Like you see things like, oh my god, I have to like go to the gym and I have to like do cardio like for like 30 minutes, like running, like and it's like, no you don't. oh, I don't like having to do that. Okay, well, you don't have to do that. We can do something else. And so it just checks your like anxieties of, you look at like the fitness industry and like the fitness side of being online. It's just like this huge mountain, but it just comes down to like teeny tiny steps that you literally just like, your coach gets to just like walk you through it, like with baby steps, if you have the right coach. I don't know about other ones. I found the best coach and I signed with her, so
Period.
I don't know how other people work.
But that's such an important detail. I'm so glad you brought that up, that it didn't feel so heavy and daunting because you were in charge. And I was never trying to like be an authoritarian that there's only one way to lose weight or there's only one way to get fit and this is the way. It was always about what's Jade's way. Mm-hmm. And Jade paved her way, let me tell you. Mm-hmm. You created your own, I don't know what fitness meant to you. It doesn't have to be as serious. Like, I'm super gung-ho about fitness. So for me, it's really dramatic, I think. Like, 4 times a week, I'm going to follow the same program, whether I like it or not, which I do like it, which is why I do it. But
right, because I don't even, like, even income from you to, like, other people, like, you're still, like, not nearly as hardcore as some people, yeah.
Right? Like, but for you, it was like, okay, I didn't track calories on Sunday. Is that cool? Yeah. If we're getting the outcome that we want, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It doesn't have to be perfect in order for you to get an outcome. And I think that's where people get stuck, like you said.
Yeah, I think it can't be perfect. Like, if it is perfect, then it won't last, because that's not how life happens.
It just isn't. If only life happened in a vacuum. I guess we'll close off with, what would you say to someone who is on the fence about taking the leap?
If you're in the financial position to do so and you're thinking about it, chances are you should just do it, because there's literally no downside to having a coach. The only way to go is up. Why shouldn't you do it? Like, that's the real question.
How would you explain coaching? Like, to someone who's confused, like, how does this work? Aren't personal trainers supposed to be in person?
It's like how, like, therapy helps with, like, your mind. Like, a coach is literally there to assess, diagnose, and treat your healthy habits, or, like, your habits. Like, an in-person personal trainer, you're not going to get at all what we got working together online, having access to you say it's 24/7, but like, it shouldn't be 24/7, but it is way more than like a personal trainer of like, once a week I'm gonna see you. Like, no, like, we talked about everything that was going into why I fell into like those habits, and like, it was treated with care and respect, and because you're the professional. Like, I couldn't do that by myself. Like, as we've said, like, you can't do it by yourself. Maybe you can and you're just like awesome, but a lot of us can't.
A lot of us can't, because it's hard to see yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, like, like, a lot of my clients will come to me and they'll be like, dude, I've tried everything. And then they'll give me their stuff, and then I quickly look at their stuff and I'm like, you haven't done this and this, you know? But you can't see it because we're so in our own head. We're also emotionally attached to ourselves. It's so nice to have like a third person or a second person. It's someone from the outside that is able to look in and assess you more objectively. We all need that.
Yeah.
So good.
And it's like a pitfall of like modern medicine. Like, these are things that should ideally be assessed and diagnosed with your actual doctor, but like, unfortunately it's not, and it's sucks that it couldn't just be like included for everyone, like in this utopia that like we all wish to live in.
Literally, in my
so
utopia,
it's just like filling that hole in like health.
Wow, that was so good. In my utopia, I would accept insurance. That would be my utopia.
Accept?
Yeah, accept insurance,
like,
right?
for your services.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the things like, oh, like this dietitian is like you can like use insurance on and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really should be. It really should be, because it's like, that is like, it's obvious that something like this is the answer, but like,
yeah.
No.
I keep saying that eventually, like, when therapy first became a thing, everyone kind of was like cold shouldering it. Everyone was like, ill, weird, you go to a shrink. Whereas now it's like, who doesn't have a therapist, in my opinion?
Right.
And I hope that one day coaching becomes the same.
Mm-hmm.
Until hopefully one day nobody needs a coach because it's built into our society.
Yeah.
Everyone has health habits.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for your testimony.
Of course, I'll always testify.
Okay.
Come up in the spot
bye.
looking extra fly.